With Geraldo segment tonight, you hear about this stuff happening in Mexico, but it's almost inconceivable it would occur in the USA. At the Baltimore City Detention Center in Maryland, a gang leader who runs the Black Gorilla family has allegedly impregnated 4 female corrections officers and directed a drug and sex ring inside that prison. 36-year-old Tavin White has been incarcerated for the last 4 years while awaiting a trial on an attempted murder charge. White apparently fathered 5 children with 4 different guards. They've all been charged, along with 9 other corrections officers, 6 inmates, and 5 other people associated with the jail. Joining us now from New York City to sort it all out, Geraldo Rivera. I've never heard of anything like this in America. I know the New Orleans tape we showed a few weeks ago, that was bad. But this, this guy claims he was running the prison. Was he?
He was, definitely. This is like a real-life episode of The Wire. Remember The Wire, that great show that profiled Baltimore's problems, the prisons, etc.? This guy, the kingpin there, Bulldog by name, has been, first of all, he's been awaiting trial on attempted murder for 4 years, since 2009. So the guy's been in jail. He is taken over the jail with the implied consent of the prison administration. He kept order, and in return for keeping order, he became the king of the jail. He and his gang of thugs ran dope dealing, they had prostitution, they had every kind of drug. You could pick it. They had a menu, the prices, everything from marijuana to Xanax to OxyContin. You wanted it, you got it. Anybody who acted up, he was in charge of everybody and everything, Bill. It is amazing how the authorities allowed him to have free run inside that prison. Anything went as long as he said so.
For such a long period of time, okay?
4 years,
now, I know. You hear about this in Mexico because the drug cartels control many of the prisons down there. Now it has come to the United States. However, here we're supposed to have a system of accountability. Governor of Maryland, O'Malley, he's in charge of this prison because his guy, Gary Maynard, there's O'Malley, Gary Maynard, he is up the correctional czar. There's Gary. Gary hasn't even been fired. He's still there.
I think that the buck clearly stops at his desk. He admitted as much, Maynard did. But I also think that in terms of the fact that O'Malley runs as a governor who gets things done, he has aspirations for either the presidency or the vice presidency. This has to tarnish his record as well. Because here, what do we have here? We have basically a house of prostitution with the prison guards. Not only did he impregnate 4 of the guards 5 times, but he also did it at all around the same time. So he had 4 prison guards pregnant at the same time. 2 of the prison guards tattooed his name. One put it on her wrist, the other on her neck. So here's a prisoner, he's running, he's the king of the roost, he's dealing the drugs, he's making about $15,000, $16,000 a month. He's buying them BMWs, he's buying them Mercedes, he's buying them diamond rings.
Them being the women that he impregnated.
Them being the women who are the prison guards. Which is that's a great idea, having these females watching over the men in the prison. That's
this is so outrageous. It's so embarrassing to the state of Maryland and to the United States of America. And I'm going to demand right now that Gary Maynard be fired. And if he isn't, we're going to deal with O'Malley. So I'm going to, on this broadcast tonight, Gary, I'm sorry, Gary, I hate to take your job away, but you don't deserve the job, all right? And there comes a point where you have to go. He should have resigned anyway. In Japan, he probably would have had to commit suicide. All right, but here all you have to do is resign, do the right thing. But if O'Malley doesn't fire him, then it's on O'Malley. Don't you agree that's fair?
I agree. I think it is fair, and O'Malley has made such a big thing about him being a hands-on administrator. Now you've got these people, these folks indicted for racketeering, which carries a life sentence,
13
money
in
laundering.
One prison.
It is
13
indictments.
13 indictments inside a prison. And this is like going on for years. And the fact that this guy hasn't been tried on attempted murder after 4 years, that is incredible. So the corruption here in the Baltimore Detention Center, beyond any doubt at all. Now the accountability kicks in, and we'll do it. Geraldo, you and I will have to do it, okay?
You gotcha. If it wasn't for Boston, this would have been a huge story. We were all distracted, rightfully, by the Marathon massacre, but
Sure.
this is a huge story.
Okay.